Welcome to HBCU 101.
I had all the no's, but I got that one I didn't give up.
Stanley's in the building.
Drum major for Morehouse's House of Funk.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to HBCU 101. I am your host, Jaleel Thurman. HBCU 101 is a show that will take you all over the nation, giving you the ins and outs of HBCUs, or a little taste of that HBCU flavor. On today's episode, we're going to teach you ladies how to work it, but not how you're thinking. But before we dive into that, let's check out our HBCU news and see what's buzzing in our community.
Okay, thanks, Jaleel. Rapper Travis Scott is having a great year, both on the charts and at the drive-thru. The Travis Scott meal has helped drive McDonald's highest U.S. monthly sales in nearly a decade. Sales so good, the fast food chain temporarily ran out of fresh beef and chopped lettuce last month in its supply chain. But that is not the story. That's just the context. Scott has decided to share the bread, literally. The Houston rapper pledged on Twitter last week to pay the first semester tuition of 5 students attending an HBCU next year. Scott has already agreed to help with the tuition of an incoming freshman at Morehouse College and a current freshman at Howard University. He retweeted a submission from Nazir Branch, who will be attending school at the Atlanta campus next fall. And how much money are we talking here? Well, the bill at Morehouse is $27,000 for the 2020-21 academic year. Tuition at Howard University, just a bit higher, $31,308. Scott also retweeted Taylor Ivy's submission with a simple caption of "Say less, Taylor." She's at Howard right now. Not widely known, but Scott's mother attended Grambling University and his father attended Prairie View A&M. Now, I'm not so cool with the music, but I was in the car and I did hear that #1 single earlier today, Franchise, #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. All right, that's it for news. More now of HBCU 101 with Jaleel Thurman.
From educating students in the classroom to educating women on how to turn their dreams into reality, HBCU 101 is ecstatic, is thrilled, is honored to sit down with Tennessee State University alumna and founder of Werk University, Miss Koereyelle. Koereyelle, what's up? What's going on?
What is up, HBCU 101? I'm so excited to be here. So excited to represent the Tennessee State University any chance I get. So thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. I see you came in here with that Tiger Nation energy. Okay. Oh, with the print, look, subtle reminder. I got you. Now, Koereyelle, let's dive right into it. Let's talk HBCUs. You're from Joliet, Illinois. Shout out to that Midwest. And you took your talents down to Tennessee State University. Why Tennessee State, how Tennessee State, and what was that experience like?
So I actually ended up at Tennessee State by chance. It was definitely a blessing, but my mom moved my junior year of high school, she moved to Tennessee. So I slid right into that in-state tuition, knew I wanted to go to a HBCU. I wasn't dead set on which one I wanted to go to, but because I was right there in Tennessee, I went and did a tour, a campus tour at Tennessee State. It happened to be on a Wednesday. All of my TSU Tigers know that it goes down on Wednesdays, wonderful Wednesdays in the courtyard. So I got a taste of how they got down at TSU, and I literally did not want to leave. Like 2 weeks prior to that, Drumline had came out, so you could not tell me anything. You could not tell me that TSU was not the place for me. Was fortunate enough and blessed enough to get a full scholarship to TSU, and that sealed the deal. That definitely made it a no-brainer, but I absolutely loved TSU, and so I was just excited. And looking back, it definitely all, worked out. All of the pieces kind of came together so that I could end up where I belong.
Yeah, you mentioned something. You mentioned Drumline. I think anybody that was in high school during that time was like in awe for what the bands meant. And I always think somebody was like, man, it's all about the tubas, baby, And so then for you to go to Tennessee State and the Aristocrat bands, which is a really unique band organization itself with that HBCUs. I already know that kind of, really was a cherry on the top for you. Now, what was your experience like, at Tennessee State University? Walk us through real quick your 4 years or just some memorable moments.
So I definitely made the most of my time on campus. I was very active on campus. I pledged the Alpha Psi chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated my sophomore year. And so sophomore, junior, and senior year, you definitely could not tell me anything.
Crazy.
But even prior to that, TSU, we have very active students on campus. We had a lot of student organizations outside of the Greek letter organization. We had a lot of dance teams. There was a really dope all-male dance team on campus. I was like a dance girl in high school. So getting to TSU, seeing the dancers, but knowing that I wasn't necessarily like a majorette kind of dance girl, I tried to get onto the all-male dance team. That didn't really work out for me. So I ended up starting my own all-female dance team to kind of compete with the men. So since I stepped foot on campus, I was definitely very active. I was a tour guide for incoming students, showing them the campus. And so I definitely made the most of my time in joining those organizations, starting my own organization, and just being an active member of the TSU community. So I have lots and lots of memories of my time at TSU, lots of great parties during my time at TSU. But in addition to the parties, just making sure that I was actually giving back to the university and doing what I could do to make an impact. So I definitely had a very memorable 4 years, was dead set on getting out of there in 4 years. And I managed to make that happen, but definitely had a great time on campus. The spirit of Tennessee State definitely still lives on through everything that I do.
It sounds like you were working in college. But before we dive into that, we're going to give a commercial break. We'll do that when we get back. It's HBCU 101. It's Jalil. It's Koereyelle. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to talk more about Werk University when we get back.
HBCU 101. Welcome back to HBCU 101.
Welcome back to HBCU 101. I have Koereyelle here. Of course, I'm your host, Jalil Thurman. Koereyelle, before we get started into Werk University and everything you got going on, I got a little trivia for you. All right. True or false? Bennett College was actually founded as a university to service both men and women.
Oh, that's easy. That's true.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. You're right. Today it's an all-women's college, but when it first was founded, it was both men and women. Koereyelle, you started off in college with an attitude that has transformed and grown with you throughout your entrepreneurial career, even as so forth as starting back when you were a teacher. Now, you started off in the classroom, you figured out that wasn't really for you, and then you took your talents of teaching to entrepreneurship, in which you have Werk University. Now, Werk University is unique because it is not spelled W-O-R-K. It is spelled W-E-R-K. Can you walk us through why and give us the background and understanding for those that are unfamiliar with Werk University?
So Werk University is spelled work with an E, and the E is the effort and the energy that you dedicate to your own dreams outside of what you do for other people, which is the work with an O. And so since leaving the classroom to now, so the last 9 years, I've realized over my journey of starting several businesses and building several brands that the real true key to success was being just a little bit selfish in going after my goals. Okay. And so all of the time that I really dedicated to doing the things that I knew were going to help me get to the next level, investing in myself, doing the work that was laser focused, that's when the success really started to pay off, when the hard work really started to pay off. And so I coined the term, the work with an E, because it's all about me empowering other women to do the same and not feeling bad about choosing themselves and being a little selfish as they are on their journey to success. And so Werk University is the first African-American, woman-owned online trade school with a mission to connect other Black women to the resources that they need so they can save themselves, stop living paycheck to paycheck, and start living the lives of their dreams. And so it's all about showing them how to turn the skills that they already have into multiple streams of income. And we do that through a curriculum that I created that shows them step by step how to turn those ideas into streams of income.
Okay, now, where did that idea come from? Like, did you just wake up one day and was like, yeah, I don't like my job and I want more out of life? You know, I know the company has grown over the years, but, you know, to create a trade school for women, to show them the resources and just like, where did that even come from? Like, did you wake up one day? Like, what was that thought process?
I was hosting annual women empowerment events, and they were always successful. They were sold out for a number of years. But at the end of the day, I kind of got tired of empowering them to do something, but not really showing them how to do it.
Got you.
And so Werk University kind of takes it a step further. I say that, in 2019, I retired from empowerment so I could show women how to get paid. So instead of me just hyping them up and getting them all excited about the possibility, I really wanted to create a program where I could give them the blueprint to be able to turn those possibilities into paychecks. And so Werk University's curriculum is literally lessons full of the things that I've learned over the years, the resources that I've used over the years to grow my businesses to, multi-six-figure brands, and showing them exactly how they can do it too, using the skills that they already had. So I didn't necessarily just wake up one day with the idea, but I really wanted to take the experience that I had developed over the years in empowering women and show them how they could not just get excited about what they could do, but how they could actually execute on that excitement.
With Werk University, what has been some of the impacts or testimonials that you've heard from the women?
Oh my goodness. So one thing that we do every single month inside of Werk University is at the beginning of the month, they share a money goal. And at the end of the month, they report out on that money goal. And then I create like a profit report. And since January, they have brought in over $750,000 in earned income amongst the community. And so if that is not, I like to pull out my receipts. I like to show people that it's cool to brag about how much money you make, but what is really bossy to me is showing you how much money other people have made because of the things that I've been able to share with them. So those are some receipts in terms of the profit reports that we do every single month. But I've had a handful of women that have turned in their 2 weeks notice, been able to walk away from their 9 to 5, these careers that they have been building for years, that they've just been dreaming about one day, getting away from, and literally been able to do that, to step away and turn their side hustles into real, true businesses. And so being able to, I call it like getting my Harriet Tubman on, because when I was a classroom teacher, I didn't believe that there was anything for me outside of those 4 walls of my classroom. I had 2 degrees in education, but I believe that my destiny was determined by those degrees. And so being able to show women that you can take those same skills that you're using right now on your 9 to 5, those same passions that you have, you can turn those into a paycheck. That's truly what it's all about for me. And so the best receipt is when my students come into our community and they say, hey, I just got my first client, or hey, I was able to turn in my 2 weeks notice, or hey, someone posted last week, I got $10,000 sitting in my bank account and I just don't know how to act. Like I've never had this much money just sitting in my account before. Those are the types of testimonies that we get on a daily basis. And the testimonies are great, but the community is what really truly makes me excited, because it's no haters amongst the community. It's people that are cheering you on, helping you out, really, truly excited for the success that their work sisters are seeing. So I definitely have plenty of receipts, but the biggest testimony is just that we have that support group that's literally cheering you on and supporting you throughout your process.
Gotcha. Man, you ladies better work it, because I hear y'all working at Werk University. Now, Koereyelle, there's more to you than just Werk University, and I want to dive into that, but I'll do it after the break. It's Jalil, it's Koereyelle, it's HBCU 101. Stay tuned. Did you know that Wilma Rudolph was the first woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympic game? And by the way, she graduated from Tennessee State University in 1963.
HBCU 101. Welcome back to HBCU 101.
Welcome back to HBCU 101. I'm your host, Jalil, and I have Koereyelle with me. Koereyelle, you've been able to really dive into entrepreneurship in such a successful way. Now, not only do you have Werk University, but you also have the Cure for the Culture, your nonprofit organization, as well as the Black Travel Network, which is, of course, a travel agency. Can you just give the world a little bit about both and kind of like, how business has been going and what you got going on?
Yeah, so as y'all can see, the common theme amongst all of the brands that I have built is that they serve the Black community. I am super passionate and super prideful about being a Black woman and serving my Black community, really, truly making sure that I give back. And so I have a nonprofit organization called For the Culture Foundation, where we advocate for all things Black. It's all about promoting Black wealth, Black entrepreneurship, and Black excellence. And then I also own the Black Travel Network, which specializes in the Black travel experience. We are a travel agent certification training course. And we also have a host agency where I have the pleasure of working with over 80 Black travel agents around the country to provide those personal travel planning services for Black people who want to travel the world. And so I am super passionate anytime I have the opportunity to be able to promote Black entrepreneurship, and I'm able to do that through all of my brands.
Okay. No, I think that's special. That's unique. I think with everything you're doing and everything being successful, and you're kind of using the same blueprint from one business and taking it to the next and then taking it to the next. So then when it's all come full circle, you're able to really show people like, no, this really works. Like if you follow the blueprint, and I think that helps all of your businesses kind of go hand in hand. Now, being from Tennessee State University, Tennessee State has had a lot of impact on not only yourself, but of course, Tiger Nation in general. But what do you feel like, if you could say, that Tennessee State did for you?
Tennessee State showed me what was possible. Prior to, first grade through 12th grade, I went to predominantly white schools. And so I knew that when I had the choice, when it wasn't based on like my zoning or where I lived, I was going to choose to be surrounded by my people. And so I knew that I wanted to go to an HBCU. I wasn't dead set on which one I wanted to go to, but I knew I wanted the Black experience. But being able to spend my time at Tennessee State and seeing Black excellence in every single office across the campus, seeing Black excellence in, the court, the SGA, all of the organizations, like really truly being able to see myself in every single capacity across the campus, that really empowered me and encouraged me and just showed me what was possible when you operate in excellence. And so I definitely, that experience was priceless. Being able to have such a huge welcoming community. Anybody who went to any HBCU knows that it's not just a school, it's a family. And so I definitely know that I get my Black pride from being able to attend an HBCU, and Tennessee State just instilled that spirit of excellence in all that I do.
Nah, definitely. I've been to Tennessee State before. I had a pretty good time. I went on a Tiger Fest, so the energy was crazy. Now, we play a game. It's time for I Got 5 on it. Now, I Got 5 on it is this or that, and you choose who or what you have 5 on, okay? We're going to take it back to the university style. For Fish Fridays, who are you taking? Savannah State University or South Carolina State University?
South Carolina State.
Oh, they get down with the fish fry. I'd have been to a tailgate and they know what they're doing out there in South Carolina. Now, when you first came on the show, you talked about, Wonderful Wednesdays? Is that what it's called? And so for those that don't know, those are like, your power hours, the yard is live, everything's going on. So if you had to choose between the AUC's Market Friday or FAMU's Set Friday, who are you choosing? Which one's more lit? Which one more active?
I'm gonna have to go with Market Friday.
Now, I haven't been to one, but I have seen plenty of photos and videos. And I think when the AUC comes together on a hot day in Atlanta, it's unmatched. Now, Koereyelle, before we let you go, please let the world know where they can find you and to look for what you got coming up next.
Yeah, so I am across all social media networks at Koereyelle. I'm online at Koereyelle.com. Would love to connect with all of my ladies at workuniversity.com. That's work with an E. And for anyone out there who's looking to become a certified travel agent, or you're looking for a certified travel agent, you can find us online at theblacktravelnetwork.com. And that's network with an E.
Hey. Y'all heard her. Ladies, you guys better work and call Koereyelle. Koereyelle, thank you so much for taking time out talking with us today. It's definitely been a pleasure. It's HBCU 101. It's Koereyelle. It's Jalil. Y'all stay tuned. Some financial tips. Learning to create and maintain a budget is vital to staying on top of your finances. Learning to save at an early age can help you gain strong skills and habits that you can utilize throughout your entire life.
HBCU 101. Welcome back to HBCU 101.
Today's Wear Brim Spotlight is Tuskegee alum Carlton Curry II. Carlton L. Curry II is one of Atlanta's most influential real estate investors, developers, financial curators, and syndicated podcast hosts. If you know someone who should be featured on the Wear Brim Spotlight, please email us at info@hbcu101.com. And that's it for today's episode of HBCU 101. I want to send a special love, thanks, and shout out to Koereyelle for giving us the scoop of Tennessee State University, Werk University, and all of her entrepreneurial goals and aspirations. For the entire crew, I am your host, Jalil Thurman, and I'll see you next week.